Hello, everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, anytime you get to see this video. You're welcome to Diary of a First Daughter, and this segment is called Calls with First Daughters. This is our first episode of Calls with First Daughters, and in this episode, we'll try to address thriving, what it means to thrive as a first daughter. We'll try to answer questions that first daughters usually ask. We'll try to ensure that we break this down and we get to answer questions. On this segment, we're going to be asking questions. We're going to be providing answers to those questions. And we'll try to, as much as we can, to make it clearer and plain so that everybody can understand. Stay tuned with us. Follow us through to the end. You're welcome once again. Do join me as I welcome our moderator for this call, Oyelami Emmanuel. Oh, yes, he's a guy, but he's going to moderate this call. But we, the first letters, are going to be answering the questions. We are going to be asking the questions. We're going to be answering the questions. You're welcome once again.
Good evening, everyone. We are welcome to the first meeting of the Diaries of the First Daughter. My name is Emmanuel Oyelami. So, going to what we have tonight, we are here to, ask some questions pertaining to first daughters and get the view of each and every one of us concerning it. There are some questions that has been sent in, so we are just going to treat them and then get the views from various angles from different first daughter. So right now we are going into the question. The first question says, what does it truly mean for a first daughter to thrive in today's world? What does it truly mean for a first daughter to thrive in today's world?
So, for a first to thrive in today's world, it means the first daughter who is embracing her individuality, building self-awareness, cultivating resilience. It involves nurturing healthy relationships, pursuing personal growth, and redefining success on her own terms. By so doing, she can create a fulfilling life that reflects her values, passion, and aspiration. It means a first daughter who is doing well for herself, fulfilling her purpose, running after her purpose, pursuing after her purpose, and step by step, gradually doing what she has been destined to do by God, gradually taking down those things she's expected to do. That is a thriving first daughter in today's world. If it's gonna be in business, she's fulfilling her purpose and taking her path in business. If it means in relationships, she's doing her best. She's thriving in that path. She's taking it bit by bit, and she's every day, every moment, she's taking a step forward towards achieving her purpose. So she is thriving.
Thank you so much for the response. I believe we've learned something. As a first daughter, you are meant to thrive at every point and in every situation. So my second question goes thus: can first daughters genuinely rest without feeling guilty? In the world of nowadays, when first daughters shouldered with responsibilities, I have to do this, I have to do that. This question keeps coming up. Can first daughters genuinely rest without feeling guilty?
Yes, first daughters can genuinely rest without feeling guilty. In fact, that is what we aim to. In fact, that is what we want to do. First daughters are expected to genuinely rest without feeling guilty. You're expected to be yourself without being guilty for it. You're expected to live life to the fullest, how God has destined you to live life without feeling guilty. You're expected to achieve purpose, live life, fulfill purpose, live your dream to the fullest, because at the end of the day you only live once. So you're expected to live life and do what you're meant to do without feeling guilty.
Thank you so much, Mercy, for those wonderful responses. So proceeding further into tonight's question, the question goes thus: why do many first daughters struggle with asking for help when they need it? Why do many first daughters struggle with asking for help when they need it?
Okay, so I would like to answer that question. So basically, as a first daughter myself, I feel I would talk from experience. Asking for help is like, it's like guilty. It's like I feel guilty asking for help basically, because there's this responsibility that came at a very, very early age for me. You know, being tagged as a second mother, you have to care for your siblings, for your family, for your mother, for your father, everyone, basically. So there's this early responsibility that I get, like, you know, I have to do this, I have to do that. So I feel guilty asking for help when I need it, even though it's like, it's sad, but you know, I can't really, really put myself out there to ask for help. And I feel like I have to be perfect, basically. You know, do this, lay your bed. How you lay your bed is how you lie on it. So I have to be a very, very, very good role model for my siblings and all of that. So technically, yeah, that's the main reason why. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that response. Guys, I hope you are taking notes. I can feel I can feel this. Many first daughter feel guilty asking for help because of the responsibility that they are the second mother. Guys, I believe you are taking notes.
So the next question we have here is, why is emotional suppression so common amongst first daughters? And this is what I'm going to say as regards that. Emotional suppression is so common because knowingly or unknowingly, society has placed this burden on us, making us look this all perfect, all good, all nice mother in quotes, mother in quotes. Like they expect us to always be fine. Society has made it that way that yes, they expect us to always be fine, always be on point, always be on check, always be a role model, always be at our best. You get, like, and then it has even gotten down to us emotionally that even when we are feeling bad, when we are sad, when we are angry, we are still trying to put ourselves in check, in the sense that you might be feeling sad that something happened to you, and then somebody else is coming, maybe a younger one or even an elder one, maybe your parents, your mom, your dad, or even relatives, neighbors, anybody can be coming, and the person is feeling sad. The first thing that you do unconsciously is you kill your own feeling. You kill your own feeling, whether or not it is on your face, whether or not you're crying. You kill it, you suppress it, you bury it instantly without you even knowing. The next thing you take on is the cap of an advisor, the cap of a consoler, the cap of a helper, the cap of, of a counselor. The next thing you see the person coming, walking towards you, looking so sad, gloomy. And the next thing you be like, hey, what's up? What's wrong with you? And the person will be like, oh, something just happened. And the next thing you're like, oh, so sorry. Oh yeah, come and take a hug. And then you start trying to console the person. You start trying to talk the person out of the mood that he or she is in, not knowing that in that way you've already suppressed your own emotions. This person you're even trying to console might not even be aware that you just wiped tears off your eyes before they walked in. Now it is prevalent amongst frustrators because society has made it so. You will see, when growing up, you see parents who say, no matter what happens, take care of your younger ones. No matter what happens, take care of your siblings. You are the next after mom. And so we've already been wired that way. Our mindset, mentality, ourselves have just been wired that way, that it is just, we have to ensure we put other people first before us. Put other people first in our daily lives, put other people first in our emotions, put other people first in our minds, put other people first in everything we do. And it now becomes, you now see yourselves as, if I put myself first, you now see it as being selfish or being wicked. Therefore your emotions is always underneath. In fact, it's always last thing that is being addressed. That is, it is, if it is ever been addressed. What I am trying to say here is, no matter what happens, no matter who it happens to, Do not neglect yourself. Do not forsake yourself. Do not sweep your emotions under the carpet. You're human. If you keep sweeping it under the carpet, it builds up into depression. And then the next thing you're suicidal or you're thinking about something else. And then sometimes these people you're even putting their emotions, their thoughts before yours are not even there for you. All I'm trying to say is if there is a need to talk to somebody, talk to somebody. If there is a need to cry, cry. If there is a need to be alone, be alone. I'm not saying you should be alone, like alone and block everyone out of your life. But there are sometimes you feel like, I need to leave this place. I need to maybe go away and stay away for a while to get myself back. If it gets to that point and you need it, do take it. Do take it. Be fine for you first. And while you're trying to, when you're leaning on other people's shoulders, when you're talking to other people, be careful who you talk to. Be careful who you listen to. You're the first daughter, yes. In quotes, first daughter. Do not forget we are addressing anybody who has at any time taken up a responsibility of a first daughter, be it financially, emotionally, mentally, psychologically, what have you, in any wise at all. So if you are a first daughter, if you must listen to anybody, if when you no, not if you must, when you do cry on anybody, when you listen to anybody, do know who you're listening to. It is very important. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that wonderful response. Please let's celebrate ourselves. Let's give ourselves some reactions. There are a lot of reactions. Let's give ourselves some reactions. Let's give ourselves some reactions, and let's try and celebrate ourselves. It's not easy being a first daughter. It's not easy being a first daughter. The world want a lot from us. It's not easy being a first daughter. So guys, thank you so much for putting your best in this. Thank you so much. Like, there are a lot of things that people are going to learn outside there. So moving forward to the next question of tonight. We are getting somewhere. Very soon we'll soon be done. Okay, so the next question goes thus: are first daughters naturally expected to be strong, or is it a learned behavior? Are first daughters
Okay,
naturally expected? Okay, please go ahead, please.
good evening, everyone, once again.
Good
Okay,
evening.
the answer to this question, I did say it depends from where we are looking at it from. Okay, naturally, I am born the first daughter.
Okay.
Expectations are different.
Awesome,
Okay,
are you learning?
not because I was better the first daughter,
Awesome,
or
are
not
you
because some
learning?
people are better the first daughter. You just feel naturally this one should be strong now. This one should know how to do this now. This one should know how to do that. If you get where I'm coming from. Uh, in most cases, it's not like that. You have to learn. Everybody have to learn certain things. I was better in the hospital. I'm sure I couldn't do a lot of things that moment my mom gave birth to me. So you just have to learn. I feel there's a point in your life as a first daughter, you get to look at things around you and you naturally don't like certain things. You just feel, okay, this thing needs adjustment, this thing needs to be handled, this thing needs to be taken care of. Let me use a very simple scenario. I am the first daughter and I grew up not having my mom and dad always around. My mom goes to work, dad goes to work, come back late. So that moment where, okay, it's getting late, some things have to be in order before your parents come back, your siblings have to eat and all that. I feel at that point, you have to do something. You just have to, you just see yourself doing something. Okay, what am I going to do? Let's say if there is soup at home, all right, mommy has made soup, let's warm soup, let's eat, let's do this, let's do that. So I feel at some point coming up naturally, some people consider strength. Let's say at certain age, people could say, in your family that at so age, this person already started doing this. At so age, this person already started doing this. But once you pass that age, when some people pass that age, it's like you don't just get to see this thing in them anymore. And why some people get to learn more. I remember, I always recall my auntie saying something about me. She'll be like, when Perry was about 9 plus, she was doing some things, and all of a sudden she stopped. And then you hear another person saying, no, she did not stop. Oh, she continued. Now, self, if you see what she's doing, if she's doing this one, she's doing that one, she's doing this one and that one. So that's why I said it depends. There's some people born into this world, and like people say, not everybody is born into the bed of roses. There are some people that find it very easy. They don't have to go through whatever most first others go through because they have it coming in smooth and all that. So those ones, we can't really tell if they're naturally strong when it comes to some things. And then there are those ones that come to this world not into hardship, but then have to be strong, not for themselves but for people around them, either the siblings, either relatives. So it's actually something I had to learn. At some point, I am learning every day. Right now, I'm in a position whereby I look at myself, I'm like, it's all God doing this, because I can just be in the house and my younger sister will just build me one careless and reckless thing, and I'm like, yo, where is this coming from? But then it's something you know that, okay, you just have to do. So you just have to learn it. Some people don't, many people didn't learn it. Many first daughters aren't doing it. And we're not here to say, okay, they are wrong, it's their fault, they did wrong. No. But it's something I'm here to say, okay, proudly, it's something you can learn. It's not easy. You can just learn it. Like there are points where at least you can learn it, and then when people look at you, they'll be like, there are some people that when you look at them, they're like, this person has always been strong since she was in kindergarten. This person has always been strong since he was in kindergarten. Those ones you can say, okay, maybe they were just born that way. But there are some that you get to hear the story, oh, it was not always like this. She had to beat, she had to fight to this point. So that's all I can say for now.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Like that's just it. Like let's give us some reactions, please. Let's give us some reactions. Thank you so much. Success for that. So going on to the next question, it says, how do cultural or family expectations influence a first daughter's growth and development? How do cultural or family expectations influence a first daughter growth and development?
Oh my word. I love this question so much because I just came out from a meeting that had to do with influence. Okay, so it works in both ways now. It has a negative influence, at the same time a positive influence. I feel I will be touching both angles so that we know where we are or where we should come out from, probably where we should jump into, because it's very necessary. So, how do cultural or family expectations influence the first daughter's growth? So, let me use myself as an instance. Now, growing up, I'm still growing, so coming up, my family expected a lot. Like, family do expect a lot. The family will want you to be the best in the class. They'll want you to be someone your siblings follow. They just want you to be that top star. Like, when when they were looking for Jesus and they had to follow the star, the three wise men. I feel right now the first daughters are the star when it comes to the family and society in general. So the family actually expects a lot from you. They just want you to be that, okay, you are this person, everybody is looking up to you. If you misbehave, this other one will misbehave. If you do good, this one will do good. So at that point, you look at yourself. It works in both ways.
Yeah.
Sometimes first daughters, I really say we can overthink things and we can overdo it too. I'm using myself for an example because I know how it can be. That moment where it's like, okay, you just have to do this because people are looking up to you. Whether it's okay with you or it's not okay with you. Most times I could actually see myself doing some presentations in school that I didn't want to go because my mom said, if you do it, your siblings too will follow you. But yeah, those ones too are there. But I
I did come to the negative part. Let me start with the negative part. It can be really, really overwhelming sometimes, where it's like you're just being put in a position where you don't want to be in, but you just see yourself there, whether you like it or not. You're just there because, okay, people are actually expecting a lot from you. You just have to do this, you just have to do that. Most times, these things are not bad things, because I'm sure our family won't want something bad for us. They're not like they're bad things, but to you, there's something you know you won't want to do. And I feel that's why everybody's born different. Some people will tell you, I want to do this, I want to do that, I have passion for this, I feel this is what I want to become, like career. Some people tell you I want to be a doctor, some people tell you I want to be a lawyer, and all that. Even at the age of 5, some people have already decided what they want to be, not knowing that Nigerian life will turn the career upside down, but let's leave that aside. But yeah, your family is telling you, you hear some parents telling the child, you should be a doctor. Doctors get more money, doctors do this. And you see that child growing up all bright, all great, and then that child wants to be a doctor. I feel there's a point in life where something will happen and that child start thinking, is this really what I want? That child becomes overwhelmed. That child doesn't know who to talk to at that point because of so much pressure that has been placed on the shoulder of that child. There are some people that actually go as far as putting their children in 6,000 lessons just to make sure they are perfect, just to make sure they meet up to this expectation for this reason, for that reason. So I did say it can be very, very overwhelming. And then gradually, you might just see that child losing interest in it. Like, that child just loses this interest. And then the family still bounce back at that child. What happened? All of a sudden, you're no longer this, you're no longer that, you're no longer this. And at that point, there's a misplacement of proper communication. And then that child becomes depressed because no one is hearing me out. No one wants to get what I'm saying. No one is interested in what I'm saying. And that has affected that girl's growth. That affected it big time. And that's why you look at some people, you hear some people saying, this girl used to do this, used to do this. All of a sudden, she just stopped. She's no longer concerned. She's not doing like this, doing like that. She's doing like this, doing like that because maybe that point where she wanted family to pay attention to her or something, they couldn't, they didn't. And then it was the wrong set of people that listened to her and gave them their own advice. So those things are considered one negative part to her growth, where a lot of things start to shake. You just get to see some girls that used to be very brilliant, used to go to church and all that, and all of a sudden they're doing otherwise. They're doing so many things that are really, really not relevant. So let me stop there for the negative. For the positive, it still depends on you. I feel for the positive, it depends on you. Anything positive is all you're doing. So cultural and family. With family, I feel family is called a family for a reason. There are some families that truly are just there for you, just want to hear you out and all that. Just know that okay, at some point you've tried very well. I think there are times my grandma will be around and she will look at me and be like, you have tried, yeah? You are trying. Just know that you're the first, you're the second mother. I was like, yeah, that time, like, because I'm the second mother, I should die. But yeah, you know that okay, when you have the right people around you, you have the right orientation, you're actually going to this part where you get to understand that okay, I'm the first daughter, I have these responsibilities, but I shouldn't neglect my own self. I shouldn't neglect my needs, my wants, my growth, my development should also be my own priority. At that point, you know that okay, I have this responsibility. I'm going to do this, but then I will not look like my condition. I will always use that word because if I can take care of these people to look like this, I don't have to look dirty. I don't have to look bad and all that. So the culturally, this society might just give so many insights on so many things. But then it's up to you to say, okay, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm not going to do. This is what's going to better my life, going to help my growth, this is not what's going to help my growth, and all that. If I'm making any point, please someone should just say something. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Success. Please let's give us some reactions. Let's give us some reactions, please. Is how can first daughters establish healthy healthy boundaries without being misunderstood? How can first daughters establish healthy boundaries without being misunderstood?
Okay, I would say what we have to do with that is we have some type of interpersonal limits shaped by personality, culture, and context. So for one to have take the boundaries without being misunderstood, one, the person has to have self-awareness. Because without self-awareness, then you find it difficult to set boundaries. Then you don't keep them steadily. I'm not saying it's about to keep communication skills. If you can't communicate effectively, people will they will understand you and you won't want to be seen as that kind of a bad person or someone that does not have understanding and does not have to that your own activity. So you have to communicate in an effective manner. If you are saying no, you should know. Do your body language to say no at the same time. And you should try to be attractive. Most times, being attractive is a way whereby you express your feelings openly and respectfully. You're not saying or yes and you are disrespecting them. These two need to be respected as though they are your junior one or you are their elder in that but you have to respect them also. You have to express whatever thing you want to tell them in an attractive manner, not being disrespectful about it. And also not being aggressive or being irritable because you want to make them to understand what you want to say. You have to communicate and say your mind effectively in a way that it will not to them that at your own in your own way. There is a thing that happens whereby someone that is providing help or providing care to others, she is now neglected. So in a way that you also will not be neglected, you should result to when the stress is now coming up, it will result to burnout. Burnout is when something has reached maybe more than maximum. It can lead to one being see you are in that setting of boundaries, you avoid burnout syndrome. In the sense yourself, you also avoid it. To the person you are setting to them, if you are communicating something to them, they should understand you. And even if what is not that okay with them, they should be able to understand that yes, this is what is offending you. You should also be clear as possible. Don't give them something that they cannot understand. In setting that boundary, you should be clear, you should be straightforward, you should be honest, and even when speaking, you don't raise your voice. If I'm going to say, I don't want you to come to my house at this time, please, I'm not going to be available. Let it be that, yes, you are being honest. And I'm not doing it. You are not saying it in a very high tone, in a way that it will be as if you are quarreling or you are having issues with the person. Nobody should communicate with them. You should explain that this and this is what is happening. I'm not going to be available. But you should not give so much explanation. And nothing is you should just surface painful. Then one thing is because if there is no good boundaries, it will affect your mental state. So you have to have a good mental state, a good emotional state, develop what we call good autonomy, and also develop your identity. And avoid in that setting of boundary, you have to avoid burnout. You know, so one of the importance of these boundaries is to that even as she's setting that boundaries, they will not see it like she's being harsh or mean to them. They will understand that it is for a particular purpose. So the person should express their feelings responsibly. You don't express in a harsh tone. Just be responsible when they are expressing themselves. You know, like I don't have to put the word. You can't understand that. You have to be responsible boundaries. That's the feeling. You should not set boundaries that will be detrimental to them and also to yourself. So you have to try to let it be in an empty room. let me just maintain a particular line. It should not be to their extreme. Don't try and be an extremist. No, balance the equation so that it will also be beneficial to you and to them. And and like I said before, you communicate with them in love and in understanding. Try to have empathy and not sympathy. When you communicate in love, the person tends to understand that yes, this my sister is telling the truth. And another thing is you telling them stories also. If you relate to the person, there's something we do here at work called person story. Yeah, you might not really understand who this person, but when this person relates to you and tells you through their story, you be able to understand the person and you know how to follow the person. So if first daughter is able to relate with her siblings and she's experienced her celebrity, if some of her stories or the things she's passing through as she goes out day to day in her day to day activities, it will help others. Even as she's putting that boundary, they will not see it like she's being harsh or mean to them. They will understand that it is for a particular purpose. So the person should express his or feelings responsibly. You don't express you are in a harsh tone. Just be responsible when they are expressing themselves. You know, like I don't have to do it, but you can understand that you have to be responsible.
Thank you so much, Divine. It's really appreciate that comment. It was really a big and huge one. Thank you so much. People out there, when they hear this, they will feel how important it is being a first daughter.
So sorry, please, Messi. I forgot to. Um, Mr. Bukumi, you're welcome on board. It's so nice having you here with us. So sorry, please, that we we're late to recognize you. Thank you for joining us tonight. We really appreciate your presence. Thank you so much. Messi, over to you.
Thank you, Emmanuel. An amazing time we've had here, guys. We've really learned a lot. We've seen a lot. We've heard from different first daughters' perspective. We've heard from different people from different backgrounds, different tribes. We've come to understand that at the end of the day, it is the same thing everywhere. And yeah, my mentor is in the building. Uh, Thank you so much, sir, for being here. I do not take this for granted one bit. Please, sir, the mic is all yours.
Um, good evening, everyone. Please, can we hear me? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, awesome. I think at some point, Success's voice was sounding like Messi. So I didn't even know it was not Messi that was talking at the beginning. Anyway, I I don't have too many words because it was impromptu. I just saw the link on Asato some minutes ago and I joined them. So I don't have much to say. I just want to commend Mercy at this. I've known her a bit, and this is one of the steps I've seen her take in obedience to the idea she received. And I know it's not easy, especially seeing out there is nothing like a, will I call it a president or a community that's gone ahead or someone has done something like this. So, yes, I celebrate you, Mercy, and to all the first daughters again, I celebrate you guys. I've seen a bit of what first daughters go through, and I don't have words. I've even seen second born daughters who have to take on the role of first born daughters, and I can't imagine the pressure, mental, psychological, financial, at some point marital. So I really celebrate you guys. Success, Ayomide, Mercy. Um, I'm saying I am eating with a guy face. I don't know if to also say well done, but yeah, well done, guys. And I'm proud of you, Mercy. Well done, well done, well done. And so with that, I return the mic to you.
Thank you so much, sir. We do not take this privilege for granted. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Okay, guys. And with that, we come to the end of the first episode of Calls with First Daughters. Until we see you in our next video, until we see you in our next call, until we see you in our next interview, until we see you in our next anonymous stories. Do stay safe. Good night.